Hey again, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So in this video, I want to give you guys a full tour of my brand new seed starting area and indoor grow space. Now, a little bit of backstory for those of you new to my channel. About 5 or 6 years ago, I started growing cut flowers to sell at my local farmer's market, and I was growing those on the land that was around my downtown photography studio. Well, a couple years ago, we were able to purchase the neighboring building, which was very dilapidated. And last year we did a full building renovation, and it is now the retail space for Sunshine and Flora. The basement walls were caving in, so we had to have new concrete walls poured down here. But this basement is going to be so useful, and I am so glad we saved it. Right now, as you can see, I have growing down here my hydroponic tulips, so I want to show you those. But then I also want to walk you through my seed starting setup to show you everything that I use for that, because I have a couple things already started, but next month I'm really going to be jumping into the seed starting. So the hydroponic tulips that I have growing right now are for Valentine's Day. They're looking so good. I rooted them in my cooler and now they are down here growing on, and oh my goodness, have they put on the height. These are just looking almost like absolute perfection. I can't remember which variety this is, but they're looking so good. And you can see how they root in these bulb trays. They're in the water and the roots grow underneath. And then the tulip stems just grow up from there. As we move down the line, you can see they're all looking really good, except when we get down to this end, they're a little bit shorter so far, still putting on some growth. For some reason, some of these were a little slow to start, so we will see how they end up. So these are located down the center of my basement. You can see my furnace is behind me that way. And then I'm going to try and not talk behind this chain. We do have a supplemental heater right here, which this may move. I have not had to turn it on yet. This has maintained a good temperature down here. These are just on these plastic 6-foot PVC tables. And then we put hooks in the beams of the ceiling. I got some pre-cut chain from the hardware store in 3-foot length. And then I can just move these up and down as I need them. It is working so efficient. I absolutely love it. So this is kind of down the center of the basement. Over here out of sight, I will have a utility sink. That's not hooked up yet. But actually, let me grab the camera and let me just walk you around the basement so you can see where everything is. And then I want to show you my whole seed starting setup. Okay, so there is the view that you guys just saw. So if we swing around over here, and again, this is an old basement. You can see it's got the old clay bricks. This building was built in 1930. These are the new stairs that go upstairs. They go right into the back workroom of the building where I can process all of my flowers. And then over here, this is a door and stairway that goes right outside into the garden. So if I'm carrying any, plants that I need to process, cut flowers, if I'm carrying bulbs, I can go right outside into the garden. I don't have to go up through my workroom. And then here you can see the brand new poured cement wall, and then that goes around into my seed starting area. This is kind of the back corner of the basement. We have a lot of stored lumber here. This is already a sectioned off part of the basement, so I really want to insulate these walls, finish framing off, and I'd like to develop this into a root cellar. At the back, I'm not sure if you can see how that wall slopes. That is one of the original coal chutes, so that definitely dates the building for you. And then back in the corner over here, I have all of my bulb crates stored, all of my seed starting trays, a few more hydroponic trays, seed starting mix, and then I've got a couple of homemade worm farms over here for worm castings. Then if we continue down that wall, this is where you will see I have all of my shelves set up where all of my seeds will be started. And I already have a couple going. My Lysianthus I just uncovered this morning because they're all starting to sprout. And this is the container I started in my last video of the Columbine Barlow mix. So my seed starting setups are really very simple. You can see all my shelving is this plastic shelving. I have some different ones. I have white ones and black ones. I like to get the ones that are at least 24 inches deep. They do make them 18 inches, but I find that those are just a little bit too narrow. So I think that these are all 24 inches deep and 36 inches wide. These do come with another shelf that goes up to the top, but because of the beams, we didn't put that on. You can get these at any home improvement store, Lowe's, Home Depot, anything like that, and they're really economical. Now, the lights that I use are not grow lights, they are just shop lights. I like to get the ones that are at least 4,000 lumens. Those are a really great strength. I have different kinds, as you can see. I have this silver kind. The ones that are actually hanging under this shelf are a little bit narrower. They're all kind of the same. I get these at home improvement stores as well, or you can order them off Amazon, but just make sure that they're the 4,000 lumens. They're LED, so they're really economical to run. And I hang them with the chains that they come with, and then I get these S hooks, and I will link all of this down below in the description. The S hooks I get from Amazon, and what these do is these will connect to the chain that comes with your light, and then you hook that on your shelf, and that is how you can suspend them from the shelf to light each grow area. Now these are just laying up here right now for storage, but all 4 of these shelves will be fully outfitted with 2 shop lights per growing area, and then that way that will fully illuminate them. Now, one other item that I use is one of these grow light timers. Again, I will link this down below, but this lets you set the number of hours that you want your grow lights to be on. Now, while they're in the germinating stage, I have them on 24 hours a day, so I don't need to have this hooked up. But once your plants start growing on, they only need 16 hours a day. So you can actually set like the lights to go off at 10 o'clock, come on at 6 a.m. And then that way you don't have to worry about turning them on and off every day because I know I'm not very good at that. So this just makes it a heck of a lot easier. So I have a couple of these that I hook up to my systems, and then that is another step that's automated. The other supplies that I use are heat mats. Now I have this one that is a 20 by 20 right here on the shelf. This is a 10 by 20. Again, these are linked down below. These are used in the germination stage. Some seeds need a temperature of 70 to 75 degrees to germinate. It's not quite that warm down here, so I like to put those on a heat mat. Other seeds like to germinate, like the cool flowers, in cool temperatures, and so I don't need to put those on a heat mat. But I have quite a few of these that I will put under the seed trays, and then once I see almost full germination on those seed trays, there's no need for the heat mat, so those can be taken out of here, and then they're ready for the next batch of seeds. I also like to keep a mister handy. I have multiple misters of this same kind. Again, this is linked down below, and this is a continuous spray mister. This is what I use when I am starting the seeds, but also if the soil dries out a little bit on top and I need to re-moisten it when it's actually under the grow lights. This is really easy to do that as well. As far as the seed starting trays that I use, the only seeds that I currently have started are in these mealed containers. These are actually from Walmart, and I love to use these because they're deep enough for the amount of soil I need, but they come with their own clear lid, and I don't have to use saran wrap. The seed starting trays that I use come from a store called Greenhouse Megastore. I'm not an affiliate with them or anything, but I do know that right now they're running a sale for, I think it's 20% off all of their seed starting supplies. So make sure to check them out. The seed starting medium that I use, which I just ordered from them, is the BX Pro Mix. And I like to get this in the bale, the compressed bale, and that is far enough soil to last me through. The last time I ordered it, it got me through 2 growing seasons. So make sure to check that out as well. And you can order that right online and have it delivered right to your doorstep. Now, once my seedlings are growing on and start needing fertilizer, I use the Espoma Grow, and that has worked great for me the past few years, and I will continue to use that. And you can, again, order that right off of Amazon. Everything is so easy to order online. Of course, if you have a local garden center, I always recommend shopping locally, But if you are in a small town like me and have to drive an hour to purchase those things, sometimes it is just easier to order online. Well, that pretty much does it for the tour of my grow space. I am so excited to have this available this year. It will be so nice just to have all of the seed starting things in the same spot. Previously, we have had shelves at home in our basement. I've had shelves in my framing room at the photography studio, in my camera room at the photography studio. And, you know, there was dirt everywhere, and this is just going to be so nice to have it all in one area in the building where my retail space is, right next to the gardens. So I will continue to do videos when I am starting seeds. Probably one of the next videos you guys will see will be all of the varieties of cut flowers I'm growing this year. I'll share my seed starting calendar, my garden plan. So a lot of exciting things coming. So anyway, thank you for watching today. I hope you guys are having a great winter. Stay tuned for a lot more. We'll see you soon.